Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight for Bench Banter, episode 6. Today, I'm joined by Tyler, the charming, Jammy, the magnificent, Zach, the brave, and of course, gentlemen, my name has changed. I've ascended after studying the dark arts. I am now going by Juicy the Terrible. Now, you might be wondering why I've gathered the three of you here tonight. It's to share a truth. It's to speak some wisdom and to share what I've been planning the last 4 months. When the Leafs got rid of their general manager, Brad Treliving, I began to study the dark arts. I began to master the ancient tomes. I consulted the familiar and I pondered the orb. And I decided the only way to make things in Toronto any worse is by laying a curse on the team. I prepared the magic wand. I've learned the sigils. I drank from the holy cup of an organization long since past. Gentlemen, I'd like to announce today the reason that John Chayka was hired as the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs. His hiring can only be described as the outcome of my months of hard work, placing a curse on the city of Toronto. And now I sit before you all in front of an audience of thousands who listen to this podcast, and I say, Toronto has been cursed with the energy of a demon named John Chayka. I channeled the energy of the holy sigil of the Kachina to destroy the city of Toronto and to leave the Leafs organization in ruins. So yeah, as you can imagine, I'm pretty happy about the hiring of John Chayka. I'm hoping it leads to terrible things for that organization.
All right, well, I'm terrified. Tyler, talk to me about your day, buddy. How you doing, Tyler? Sans flecti.
Man, I mean, I had a pretty good day myself. I did a lot of things. This recording in the afternoon, we had a great afternoon, and then
we don't talk about that.
I got an unfortunate phone call at 7 p.m. It's like, hey man, gotta run it back. All right,
Andrew's audio didn't save.
Listen, man,
no, we don't talk about that.
Sol Ruka is on my television screen. I gotta re-record this shit. Fuck my life.
All right, niche reference. Zach.
Well,
my favorite get-to-know resident.
The only get-to-know resident. I get to spend my evening with a tall glass of ice-cold chocolate milk named Sen's Buzz. How could my evening not go great? How could my evening not be stellar?
Yeah, bro.
I'm okay.
I love hanging out with the BMI boys, bro. It's great out here.
BMI boys.
Love it out here, boys.
The bench babes.
God. Anyways, yeah, the bench babes. Sorry. Whoa, that's my fault.
Listen,
all right,
man,
boys.
The B in bench babes always stood for BMI.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Coming from BMI. Anyways, you know what? No. Moving on. All right, we've got some stuff to talk about.
You're not gonna ask Juicy how he's doing?
Juicy, I don't want to talk to Juicy.
You know how I'm doing, baby.
Hey, Jammy, how are you doing? Jammy, how are you doing, Pookie?
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, let me talk about myself. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Missed last week's episode. We back, Bro, I was kind of like Alexander Nikishin there, I just had to miss one game. But I'm back for the next one. It's all good. We back at it. Here we go again, boys.
You operate more like Patrick Laine than Nikishin, bro. Stop it with that bullshit, all right? We see you playing.
Don't do him dirty like that, man. Nobody wants to be Patrick Laine.
I'm happy that he's okay.
I am too.
Chill on my Ovechkin Jr. Okay, he's never.
Jr., yeah.
How many games has he played? How many games?
Because all he scores is from fucking The Office on a one-timer.
When he plays.
You mean his home office?
Yeah, when he plays, yeah.
He's fuking working from
plays
home.
Plays what?
Right
Fortnite?
Yeah, that too.
That fucking guy. Unbelievable.
If he's not faking his injury.
Boys, let's not chirp Patrick Laine. We've got some
let's
news
fucking chirp him, man. Get rid of him.
No, let's get into some breaking news, all right? Because for once, we're recording our podcast after something big has happened. Hey, Juicy, your Toronto Maple Leafs just announced that Matt Sundin and John Chayka.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're running your organization.
Let's start with Sundin first. Look,
yes.
When they hired him, I sort of thought back to when the Senators picked up Daniel Alfredsson, because that guy, all-time class act, leads the team's records in everything, beloved by every fan, wore the color with pride for as long as he did. Hall of Fame, infinite experience. The guy loves, eats, breathes Toronto. It's good to have him back, man. My favorite Leaf all time, if I were a fan of that team.
But you're not.
Fair.
I'm not. I never have been. I don't know. Who would have
Yeah.
thought that I was? But Tyler, did you have any strong thoughts on the Sundin hiring? I mean, I drew the parallel to Alfie. What do you think comes of him?
I think it's a pretty good. See, this is such a lopsided announcement to me just because of the Sundin edition. I think it's a good move to bring a guy like Sundin in to help put a hand on the wheel, sort of, when it comes to the ship. You know, not a guy who's necessarily taking over, but rather helping out. I think that's a good role to put Matt Sundin in. Really like, I think it was really funny that they were trying to test guys and he didn't really know what his role was until he was signing that contract. But otherwise, I think that's a good role to put him in than just being a standard ambassador.
Yeah. So apparently, let's talk about the presser now. So I think the most important thing is that Big Steve Simmons said when they were interviewing guys like Sundin and Chayka, there was sort of this understanding that they weren't really interviewing a guy for a role. They weren't interviewing Sundin to be GM or to be president or to be an advisor. They weren't interviewing Chayka to be president or be a GM. They were just sort of vibe checking people to see where they'd fit, if they'd fit, which is why they didn't hire a
But
president to take over for this season.
is that really a good way to hire? To do a GM search? It just like, if you're just bringing guys in and just feeling out a vibe from when they're there, but you didn't have a designated role for them from the moment, like, it feels no, I don't imagine any other teams really doing that for a
Buddy,
reason.
Matt Sundin, director of vibes. Holy
Director of
shit,
vibes.
buddy.
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
bring Matt Sundin, perfect. That's good.
Isn't
That was a
Keith Peely
good
the
move.
president? Like, who's the president of like the Leafs?
Keith Pelly.
Yeah, Keith Pelly. And exactly, right? It's a
Ooh,
white guy in a suit. It doesn't matter who the president of the team is.
I
Some
think I
That
know who should
idiot
be
suit
president
for
then.
That Leafs
Rogers.
I
director
think I know who should be
might be the
president.
funniest press conference I've seen in a minute. Steve Simmons was just instigating out the gate and called a guy he met for the first time a con man and a schmuck. You know, that's ballsy. That's ballsy. You have to respect that to a degree, even if it's
course.
completely insane.
Before we get to
There was
that,
real time dedicated to
I guess
questions
we're
about
getting to
Ty
it.
Domi for some reason. Why? I don't know. It's
Apparently
just
he was involved. Ty Domi, known Leafs director of vibes behind the scene.
Yeah,
Apparently
absolutely.
he was involved in the hiring of Chayka and of Sundin, which makes no sense to me, but fuck it. Hey, they're not my team anymore.
Yeah. Before we
And
get
ever,
into
they're not your team ever,
whatever the
actually.
hell was. Yeah, there you go.
yeah, nothing could have ever convinced you otherwise.
No.
Look at that, the Stanley Cup.
Hey,
Anyways,
Wow.
before we get into John Chayka and all things with just the hullabaloo that's gone around with him right now, I want to get your opinion on that Matt Sundin hiring. Like you said, it's kind of a home run to bring him in right now if you're the Maple Leafs, because how much belt has, what's his name before him? Kyle Dubas, Jason Spezza, all the assistant GMs,
Lou
Brad
Lamoriello.
Treliving, Lou Lamoriello, Brad Shanaplan, bro. How many belts did they take from fans and for not having a plan and for poorly executing a plan and sticking to poor plans? All of a sudden, you got Matt Sundin coming in, who he buys you a year or two because he's a Leafs legend, but I want to get your thought on this, because just like he is a Leafs legend, I want to know, like, do you think that there's a potential there for his reputation as a Leafs legend to kind of go down the drain a little bit? Does it muddy the waters a little bit? Because, like, bro, like, you guys have been firing GMs left, right, and center. Do you guys have to fire Matt Sundin down the line? Like, how does that?
Yeah, so when I think about teams bringing back a legacy player, I'm thinking of, first of all, the clown that we've shit on for the last 3 weeks, Steve Yzerman,
Stevie Yzerman.
brought in
Yeah.
as the general manager, and the Yzer plan, dumpster fire, has gone swimmingly if you're not a fan of the Red Wings. The other one that I thought of was Bobby Clark when he was still the general manager of Philly. He did an awful job, and it really hurt his reputation in the city, still to this day.
Mhm.
I think the
What
difference
about
between those guys and Sundin is that those guys have actual titles and we have an understanding of what their role needs to be. If
Mhm.
Sundin guides the hand that makes a trade once in a while, or if he makes a suggestion for a line change to the coach, I think he'll be okay. If you can't point at a specific role that Sundin is doing and blame him for doing a bad job, I think he's fine to just have around as a vibes guy in the office to kick ideas off of. I don't think this will hurt him. I don't think it will.
Could you
I
see him
mean,
in a Bobby Lou type role, like what Burrow Luongo's doing in Florida?
Yeah, something where he just sort of hangs out and does everything with the guys. I mean, we've all listened to enough interviews with former hockey players who say the thing they most is just being around the guys. If you've got that guy around your team, there can only be good
Guys.
things coming.
You got guys,
Guys,
you know?
guys.
You might got guys, but you have
but you have
guys.
guys.
You don't got guys. No,
All
it's
right,
guys
like
before we get off
imbeciles.
track, before we get off track, let's keep going. I don't want to get off track here. All right,
it's like
'cause
it's like
I
Patrick
just got
Waugh
a
with the
bedtime.
Islanders. Like, you
Yes.
know, a great player. He's a great player. What the fuck does he know about leading a team? You know, like
Damn,
what does
you hate that guy?
Goodbye. Get his jersey out of the rafters. I do not care.
Who are you talking about?
Not
We're
Ken
talking about
Dryden,
Patrick
fucking
Waugh.
Patrick Waugh. Like, what is he like? He was a coach for the Islanders. What does he know
There's
about
no way
leading
you
a
hate
team?
Patrick Waugh, bro.
Like, yeah, well, he was a goalie, but what does he know about playing
He
forward
was
or
a
defense?
goalie. What is an understatement?
You don't have to tell a goalie what to do. You just have to say, hey, you know, stop the pucks. Like, that was his whole job. That made him, and he was great
I
at
like
that.
some of the Patrick Waugh seasons. What the fuck does he know about loyalty?
Exactly.
He was an Avs legend, and he was behind the Avs bench. And I mean, yeah, when the situation began to sour, actually, when it was on a upswing too, because they finally made the playoffs that 1 year with under Patrick Waugh, they still fired him. But like, do you put
Made the playoffs.
an MVP or like a franchise legend in that spot to get fired? I don't know, man. Like,
It's
does
always
does he
a
buy
double-
time for the Leafs though? Yeah, he does. Like,
Yeah,
it's always
100%.
such a double-edged sword because it'll always bring the vibes back in the fan base when you bring a franchise legend back. It's even a decent way to get people into seats if attendance is going down a little bit. The problem is if that guy is doing a shit job, he's got job security off name alone because there's no way the fans will ever demand or call for their head. Like imagine Alfie gets promoted, he becomes GM of the team, and things go to shit, and we haven't seen playoffs in like 10 years under his reign. Nobody in the city would ever call for his head because he's
Yeah, just
Daniel
like
Because
Alfie.
you guys
Yzerman.
got no fans.
Mike
It's all
Yzerman.
Leafs and
Yeah.
it's all Leafs
but like
and
we've
Habs
already seen that with okay, thanks, buddy. We've
We've
already
already
seen that
seen that.
with Daniel Alfredson with this power play that went like dog shit, went for whatever the hell it went for
Mhm.
against Carolina, and people are really asking questions of Alfie now. It's like, yo, what does this guy really even do, right? So like, I don't know, like, do you want to do that as Sundin? I mean, let's see what happens with that. Maybe he's a genius and turns it around.
Fuck it.
But I
James
don't know.
Reimer retires. He goes behind the bench.
Ew, no.
You know what? Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%. I
Sens
would support
legend
that
James
entirely.
Reimer. Sens
Absolutely.
legend James Reimer. Nothing could go wrong if you put a former goalie as a coach. Nothing could ever
All
go
right,
wrong.
That's true. That's true, objectively.
All right, boys, let's move on to the more, what's the right word here? The more important hire, the more polarizing
objectively
hire, the more the
The
hire that's
outcome
got
of the many
everyone
curses.
talking.
You got
Yeah.
Chayka sites now.
Yeah, John Chayka. Is it John Chayka? It's John Chayka.
John
John
Chayka.
Chayka has been named something of the Maple Leafs. I'm pretty sure it sounds like he's the GM.
He is.
Yeah. So today during the press conference, Steve Simmons says that he's talked to 20 people in and around hockey, 20 people that we would know. One of them is happy John Chayka has landed with the Maple Leafs. The other 19 people are throwing around words like con man, scam,
Terrorist.
Juicy's
No,
words,
that's
terrorist.
me, my words.
Exactly, right? What a way to introduce yourself to the Toronto media with Steve Simmons grilling you about how you're a scam artist. Juicy, talk to me, buddy. What do you feel? How do
Look.
you feeling about John
Look.
Chayka?
Long time fan of the Arizona Coyotes. For a long time, they were my second team, not my first
Your
team.
first team.
As you all know, I'm a recovering Leafs fan, right? I
Mhm.
suffered from
Mhm.
Leafs delusion syndrome. John
You're going to the
Chayka was hired. So this is what people don't seem to remember. When John Chayka was hired in 2016, He had worked for a year in the Coyotes analytics office. His job was as the numbers guy. When he was hired, he was 26, which makes him the youngest GM in history. And then the conversation around him was that he was sort of this new generation, thought first, no traditional hockey background kind of general manager. Hiring this guy was sort of a rock through the window of the hockey establishment, at least in the minds of Coyotes fans. When you're thinking about the Coyotes organization now, you look back at them as a team that ran with a budget of basically nothing. So you could say John Chayka was a guy who needed money to spend on numbers and didn't have any time and didn't have any money to spend on numbers. And that's why he failed miserably as a general manager. Most of his trades weren't super memorable. You're trading like Chell AI generated names for other Chell AI generated names. The big trades on occasion did move the needle, and I'm hopeful that 10 years later he's grown a little bit so that, at least Leafs fans will be able to rebuild from the rubble that will become their team. I'm not hopeful for it. His drafting history in those 4 years was not good. Outside of the top 2 rounds, averaging 9 picks a draft for 4 years, John Chayka found exactly one player outside of the first or second rounds that played 200 or more NHL games in their career. Most of them did not make it, as is typical in drafts. But then you look at his first round picks, and most of those have also been misses. In 2019, he traded up for Victor Soderstrom, giving Philly what would become the pick used for Cam York, who is a player we should all be familiar with. He's a phenomenal young player.
But not
In
Caulfield.
2018, 5th overall, he picked Barrett Hayton. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but Quinn Hughes was right there. Noah Dobson was right there too, eh, Zach? You can't pass on drafting a player like Noah Dobson, right,
You also
Zach?
don't trade a player like Noah Dobson, who blocks shots
you
with his
don't.
cock, apparently.
Wait, what if it's for Emil Heineman?
1 for 1, who says no?
I'm taking Emil Heineman, dude.
That's why your teams are not in the playoffs, and it shows. If this is the direction you guys want to go, man, fuck.
In 2017, 23rd overall, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, who is a player who hasn't done too much. And then in 2016, when he came into the league, the Coyotes unquestionably won the first round, picking up both Clayton Keller and Jacob Chychrun. Now, again, you could say drafting is an expensive hobby for a team to have, and scouting is an expensive hobby for a team to have. But it's a necessary hobby, and it's a major part of every organization, or at least it should be. He might have been doing more with less. He could have missed a lot of pieces and available players simply because he didn't have the money to spend on scouting. But, in hindsight, he still missed all of them.
Yeah.
So the most notable thing about John Chayka, and the thing to best keep in mind, is that he left the Coyotes shortly before the COVID bubble playoff run in sort of mysterious and negative circumstances. He sort of left the office and disappeared. It later came out after playoffs that he was running prospects combines against NHL rules. He forced his organization to hand over a first and a second round pick and was barred from the league and reinstated after a year, but he wasn't working in hockey anyway. He had already given up being GM, so that year was just sort of burnt and didn't really matter. Contract history is actually decent. He's handed out some good ones, notably with big players. Darcy Kemper, he gave 2 years at $4.5 million. At that cap hit, Colorado would win a cup with him after he was traded from Arizona to Colorado. Michael Bunting signed his ELC with Chayka. He's made quite an honest NHL career for himself. Clayton Keller on the 7-year, $7.5-ish million contract that he's on. That was Chayka. That was tidy work. And then Chychrun's 6-year, 4.5 that brought him to Ottawa later in his career was a phenomenal move by Chayka as well. So
He's not on the Caps? I thought he was on the Caps.
He is on the Caps now.
He is on the Caps now, yeah.
Great Nick Jensen trade.
But there are some silver linings. I am hoping in 10 years, everyone is hoping that in the last 10 years since this guy has joined the league, he's become wiser and has learned to not overstep. But if the curse that I placed on the city of Toronto worked as effectively as I think it did, and I think it's going to work that effectively, gentlemen, then John Chayka is going to run this organization into the ground. This guy does not work. He lies. He is not honest. He does not work hard, and he does not take his job seriously. When he was the manager of the Coyotes, I was embarrassed. It was embarrassing to have that guy because he took a younger team on a mildly upwards trajectory and stalled them out entirely until they had to leave the great state of Arizona.
See, and we talked about this earlier, but that's kind of where I kind of have to disagree with you a little bit because, like, because we have hindsight, right? We know what was going on in Arizona. We know the resources he had available to him. There's a saying in hockey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right? And so he essentially, like, with a lot of the analytics stuff that's coming through, or finding diamonds in the rough, like a Matthias Michelli, even though it only happened once, let's not talk about it, right? Even though we kind of know the uphill battle that he was up against, and he kind of touched on it during his press conference today, where it's kind of like, yeah, that was one of the hardest experiences of his life, trying to manage the Arizona Coyotes. I don't know if I can kind of hold that against him when, like, yeah, like, okay, interviewing first and second round draft picks outside the draft, yeah, that's pretty bad. Cool. Like, don't break the rules. We get it. But, like, to someone like him in Arizona where you have to hit on those picks, like, you have to hit on those picks. Nothing else is happening for you. I can kind of give, if this is what people are saying, like, you know how, like, some people, like, call some prospects, like, oh, this guy's got attitude issues because he didn't want to play on the third line in his draft year. I don't think it's not that. Honestly, just because he doesn't want to play by the rules, bro, he's trying to take Arizona, a bummy city, a bummy organization, sorry. Arizona's lovely, right? But he's trying to take a bummy team in a great city with no resources, and he's trying to elevate them to the next level, right?
But no, we need to shit on him. He's got a bad resume. He was breaking a rule that teams with more money would have been doing long before he was.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
And he paid dearly.
He paid dearly, a year in a job that he didn't have, and 2 picks for a team that really needed those picks. When you have very little, you need to be so tight with your asset management. Throwing away a first and a second that could have been 2 phenomenal players, I'm sorry, there's no forgiveness for that. I mean, we all make mistakes, I get it, but oh my God, if Ottawa had to give up that first, there would be a riot of all 5, Sens fans in downtown New York City.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, thanks, dude.
Hey, it can't be worse than what Buffalo did in 1974.
Hey, you leave him out of this. Taro Tsujimoto was a patriot and a hero.
I can't wait. I can't wait to
patriot.
see the Demidov Taro face-off in the second round, but we'll get to that later.
Toronto fans, those of you that still exist, hold out, have hope. Hopefully 10 years made him a little bit better, but if the curse worked, it's not going to get much better for you, and you have me to thank for it.
I say make like Elsa and just let it go, guys.
I would let it go. So here's the thing. I do have a lot that I had on my mind when talking about Chayka.
Why is he holding a pair of scissors?
Chayka.
I don't know. I was going to hold this later when talking about Montreal versus Buffalo, but you know what? Stop it. Anyways, the thing about this hiring is that I didn't talk about this earlier, but from the guidelines that they were going behind, it doesn't make sense because they're like, we're going to go for a more analytical guy. And they went with a GM who wasn't good with analytics. And now you could say, oh, but that's because he didn't have this. But he also was making bad decisions regardless of that. Like, you had a GM who had 1 screen out of 6 that was working. He was making he had 1 good draft class and the rest were mid at best. You had a guy who had a decent trade here or there, mostly bad. You had a guy who had a decent signing, decent negotiation here or there, mostly bad. It's just the ability of a GM doesn't get better over time. Only gets worse, in my opinion. You see a lot of GMs that come into this league, they do strong, but over time, their strengths and their skills get lower because their approach to the game, it just doesn't translate over to the next decade and the next decade because the game changes. So,
not my go Ken Hughes, though.
if you're hoping that he learned from his mistakes over the 6 years that he wasn't here, I mean, there's a reason he was unemployed for 6 years. And the other idea, too, I wanted to bring up is the boys club. Is that I see Toronto fans going online, oh my God, the media hates them. Oh, This is spiting the old boys club. This is such an old boys club hire, though. That's so funny. There were better candidates on the market, and you chose this guy who hasn't been employed in 6 years.
I don't think there was any
Hutch?
like Sonny Meta signed. I'm pretty sure Leafs wanted Sonny Meta, but
They
he
did.
signed early.
Well,
Yeah.
You had other guys on the market too.
Shane
weren't-
Doan is the obvious one that comes to mind. He's been in the org
Shane
for 2
Doan's
years.
gone, by the way.
They did him so dirty.
Shane Doan is gone
Shane
now.
Doan
Yeah.
wants to leave now. That's a really, really bad sign that this is not a good hire. Because
Did
Shane
him
Doan would
so
have probably
dirty.
stayed with this organization for life otherwise. That's a really bad sign. And it's a really bad sign when you walk into a press conference and people are grilling you that you're a con man. And you don't have any answer for that. It's not even the fact that he had that question ready and the worrying of it. It's the fact that they didn't have an answer. Well, I talked to other people about this. Okay, but that's not what he's saying. How do you address what he's saying? They didn't address that. It was a really bad presser.
And you know what? Isn't it a beautiful thing? The four of us, Leafs haters, the Leafs hater podcast.
Yeah, all four of us.
Don't we just all enjoy seeing the downfall of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I
Zach,
love it.
aren't you
love it.
overjoyed? You know what? I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. Ontario is red. Fuck it. Ontario is red. Fuck it.
Hey, that's gonna blow up, by the way. Hey, the only Sonny I recognize is Sonny Moore. Ball knowers. Ooh. Edgy, you get it?
But-
Hey, my guy.
I don't get
Always.
So you don't know Sonny Moore, you don't know
it's
ball.
so funny to me. Ryan Bonus was on the market. You didn't even give him an interview?
Pierre Dorian was on the market.
Pierre Dorian would have unironically been a
interviewing in,
better hire than John
Vancouver.
Chayka. Anybody would have been a better hire than John Chayka. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just, I'd say the only upside to it, if you had to ask me an upside to John Chayka is that, his sister ran that hockey analytics company and she seems great.
Dude.
Upside about him.
Yeah, she's great.
He drafted Jacob Chikrin.
Dude,
I don't know.
There was no one to hire, bro. The Leafs only had 6 assistant general managers. There was nobody to hire. Oh my God.
What do? Hey, everyone say thank you to Juicy the Terrible for putting this curse upon that wretched city. What an awful place to be right now.
Beautiful city, though. I went there in January. It's very beautiful.
The other question I had to ask, actually, that we didn't talk about, this needs to be mentioned. The future of Berube, because it sounds like from the press conference that he likes Berube. Like Chayka likes Berube, thinks he's a tremendous coach. So there's a pretty it's pretty telling that he's probably not going anywhere.
You can't
So
fire.
I took a note of this. Chayka says he stands with Craig Berube. He says that while working in Arizona, he got to meet the Matthews family often and stands with Austin. He thinks his goal is to convince Matthews to stay after the 4-year deal that he signed. You got to say that as the general manager, but man, Craig Berube, I don't know, dude.
Watch this space. Yeah, go Tyler. I'll finish.
That should be the goal, right? You should try to keep Matthews here. Matthews, your superstar. You're one of them. You got to keep him around as much as possible. But Berube, he doesn't play it's just the style of hockey that he brings to this team isn't very beneficial, and that's the guy you're sticking with.
I think that Chayka would, and we'll move on after this, but I think Chayka said what he said today just so that the Leafs don't have to fire someone right away, and the potential is there for someone to hire Berube in the offseason as well, and then the Leafs are going to end up paying someone else's head coach for them, So I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to screw over Berube at the same time while not paying for someone else's head coach.
A classy organization.
Hey, listen,
think anybody would. I didn't think you would outright disrespect him. I just thought they'd give an answer like, "Oh, we'll evaluate our options there," sort of thing.
But remember, this is the scam artist. This is the con artist.
That's true.
This is the Osama bin Laden of Toronto now.
Yeah, bro.
No, a team with Austin Matthews as captain is not a serious team, regardless of who you hire.
You're welcome
in your office.
Alrighty, boys. I think that's enough Toronto Maple Leafs talk. I hate talking about them, anyways.
So did we.
We're going to talk about our second round predictions. But first, Zach's Montreal Canadiens are kind of off to the second round, and he has a message for Tyler, bro.
Tyler, buddy, listen, you can't avoid it now. You can't mute me. You can't block me. But this is face to face. I'll even pull up to your house to say this. Life, you was cheering for Tampa. They lost. Now you're cheering for Buffalo. Anything to avoid who your daddy is, which is the Montreal Canadiens, being Canada's team. Simply put, the Montreal Canadiens, rightfully so, once again, are Team Canada and Canada's team.
God, not this shit.
Listen. The Sens can do it. The
No.
Sens can do it. No, here's
No, I
why.
don't
The
wanna
Sens can do
listen
it. They have terrible goaltending,
That's not true.
barring Linus Ullmark's stellar performance in the playoffs. And they have no offense. And I said this a few weeks ago.
They have playoffs.
They have a great defensive core. I'll give them that. Y'all's barn gets overrun. Y'all are practically homeless bums on Rideau Street. Your barn gets
I'm pretty
overrun
sure
by
our barn was
Habs.
louder than. All right, but
Don't
sure.
even.
Cool.
That's sacrilege. You gotta remember that.
No. Our barn was pretty fucking loud just last
barn is
weekend, but
loud.
okay, sure.
I'm
For the
really
charge,
glad I
for the
muted
charge.
this the first time.
Listen,
Oh my
your
god.
barn gets overrun by Habs and Leafs fans when they're in town, and albeit due to proximity.
Because you guys can't fucking afford your own tickets.
Yes, we
you
can, Bo.
fucking
I mean, the
you
Leafs,
little roaches. You
the-
little roaches. You guys can't even
the
afford
Leafs
your own
is a
tickets.
library. The Leafs
Buddy,
is a library.
I go to 10 games a year. If
The
you went
Leafs-
to 10 games a year, you'd go broke.
No, the Leafs
That's
is
not
a
the
library.
flex you think it is.
It is the flex.
The
Bro,
Leafs,
who's hockey for? Is it for white collars or is it for us?
the Leafs
think
is a
White
library.
colors are all
I'll
the
give
city
you
of
that.
Ottawa has, buddy.
Listen, this is
Yeah,
my
I'll
lick. This is my
look at
lick.
my
The
white
Leafs
collar.
is a library. I'll give you that. But you don't. Bell Center's a sellout every game. Even watch party games. We've seen it yesterday with Game 7. It was a sellout and it was loud.
If I
as
was
hell.
jobless too, I'd show up.
Well, get to it then, buddy.
If
Start
bro,
drive.
if my city shut down at 3 p.m. every day, I'd show up too.
I mean, Ottawa's the capital city of government workers, so get to it, buddy.
Not one of them. I'm not one of them.
Get ready.
I wish I was.
Oh, you're saying you're jobless. Anyways, this isn't about you. Jammy, you're safe. You're
Yeah.
safe.
Thank
Juicy,
you.
you're safe because you want to hop on the Habs bandwagon, and you're more than welcome to. It's fun. But Tyler, you gotta accept, buddy, that the Habs are Canada's team, buddy. This pack is dedicated to Tyler Bushine.
I hate that term, by the way. Canada's team. Well, you ain't Canada's team and shit, bro.
It's like the Florida Panthers were America's team during the Cup final last year,
Bro, I hate that shit. I cannot see myself.
Listen,
I don't know. You
if
talk
the
to me,
Sens-
Juicy.
if the Sens were in the finals this year, which they will not.
I wouldn't allow you on that bandwagon, bro.
No, you don't
That's my
have to, but
team, bro.
I would
I wouldn't wanna
recognize
be
the
on it.
Sens. I would recognize the Sens as Canada's team because they are the chance. They are the one shot that Canada has at a cup and breaking
I
the
don't get
Bettman
that.
curse.
I
And
don't
breaking,
get that.
Look,
What, so for the last 2 years when the Oilers were in the finals, were they Canada's team?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, no.
Oh,
No,
that's
no, no,
soft.
no, no.
if this is how I think about it, Zach. If I wouldn't cheer for this
All right.
team on a Tuesday night in February, I will not cheer for them to win the
Zach-
cup. I'm sorry.
Zach,
Well,
I'm sorry. I
the
don't
Habs-
care.
Zach,
The Habs are a team that you cheer for
Can I ask you a
year round
question?
because they are fun to watch.
you know what?
Yeah,
Sorry,
Tyler,
I had to
talk to me.
text somebody. I thought I had a moment or two, but let me ask you something, Zachary. Can you pull up a picture of the Stanley Cup right now and point to me the word USA and Canada on it? Because you're talking about Canada's
Uh,
Cup and USA's Cup.
Can you,
Can you
Tyler?
point-
I'll ask you this.
Okay,
Can you pull
Ask
up a
me.
picture of anything Brady Tkachuk did during the postseason that outmatches what Arbor Jackeye did?
Yeah, he
Bang.
fought.
You know
he
what?
fought.
He got
you
a
know
point
what?
too.
I
He
think
got
the
a point.
answer there would be the exact same. Then you can't.
Fairs. No, touche.
The
No,
ex-
you,
it
no, you
would be
clocked
the
me.
same. You know what?
No, you
Fair
clocked me.
enough.
But listen.
So, but let me ask you this: what makes it Canada's Cup? So what would make it USA's Cup? Like,
what's an American
do
team
you
winning
think
it?
Florida is a country?
No, but it's an American
Do you
team
think
winning
Tampa
it.
is a country?
It's an American team winning it for the USA. It's like the Habs winning it for Canadians. We're
What-
sharing our glory with
what-
all of
what
Bro,
do
you.
they
you
don't
mean for
even
the
spell
USA?
Canadians properly.
the
Spell it with
USA?
an A, not an E.
Listen,
Hey,
when that
first of all,
Nouvelle
first of all,
France was
first of all, what do you
established,
mean for
French
the
was the
USA?
language of this country. Know your
Yeah,
history.
now
There's-
us
but
English
there's-
people took it over.
Okay,
Well, like
No,
you-
there's a lot of people that won't
okay,
like that. There's a lot of people that won't like that.
If two American teams face each other in the finals, are they winning it for America?
Yes.
Because it just sounds like they
What are
have
you
the
not
same
getting
goal.
from this?
No.
It's about glory. It's about national pride.
What would you
Is there
call the most
national pride
American
when two
team, Zach?
American teams are together?
The most American
Hold
team
on,
is the
hold on,
Ottawa
here.
Senators.
Hold on.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Hold on. Who would you name a team? The most American team. Who do you think would be America's team?
The Ottawa
who is that
Senators.
team?
The Ottawa
No,
Senators.
no,
No,
seriously.
I'm serious.
Give-
I'm serious.
Woo!
I have
the
to.
Rangers or Boston, maybe. Who do you got?
Florida.
I mean, seriously.
Florida. I'd have to say Florida. maybe.
Sure. Okay. Florida is, we'll call them America's team. Sure.
Yeah.
They might represent Florida, a city in the U.S., and they might bring the cup home to their American city for the parade. Are they America's team when 13 of their 26-player roster are Canadians?
Well, no, but that's for the
I
Americans
wouldn't
to
say
figure
so.
out, not us.
I wouldn't
That's-
say so. I don't
That's for
think
the
that they're.
Americans.
I don't know. I just don't see this whole, oh, if my team is knocked out, I'm just going to cheer for whoever's Canadian. That's stupid. You're not being a nationalist. You're being stupid, and you're you're misunderstanding what it means to be a fan of the sport.
No, but also
make shit
McDavid
up.
is fun to watch.
I would never.
McDavid is
I
fun
would
to watch.
never cheer for the Vancouver Canucks. I would
like to note
rather
this.
gargle broken glass and lemon juice than cheer for a single goal the Vancouver Canucks will score in the next 150 years.
No, but listen, the Oilers were fun to watch because McDavid was fun to
Zach,
watch.
Zach, let Tyler talk.
Okay.
My
Give him a
thing was
second.
always like, if the Sens don't win it, the Oilers should. Not because a Canadian team or anything, but it's because I want to see McDavid win a cup. I want to
I
see
know.
McDavid himself. That doesn't represent me.
That was my
That doesn't
logic
represent
last
me as a
year.
Canadian. That represents him as a player.
That was my
Okay,
logic last
when
year, but now I
players-
want to. Sorry.
When we're talking about national pride, right? I think the only time that's like for national pride is Olympics, World Championships, World Juniors, because they're Team Canada. They wear the flag and they're representing their country. Okay, and the
Yeah,
idea here
nationalism,
that there's a
course,
Canada
by
team
Tyler.
narrative that we
Nationalist.
need to root for a team because they're Canadian. I think it doesn't make a lot of sense
That's a
because
scared
I don't
man.
think the Calgary Flames
soft
represent all
hands,
of us.
boy.
I think
You not in the field at 6 a.m. like I am, chub.
Like Andrew is tomorrow, bud. All right. Zach, last.
Do you think some dude in Tampa is going to be like, I want the Kraken to win the cup? They represent me
Probably.
as the last American team. They,
No, problem.
Bullshit.
No, what I mean by
Bullshit.
that is
Well, we're not
Yeah,
like
it
the
is bullshit,
Yanks.
right?
We're true
Yeah, we're
north
not-
strong, baby.
We're not that stupid, boys. Come
no.
on.
Listen, when I say Canada's team, I mean like when you've
I'm
been
arguing against
cup,
what
when
I'm
your
saying.
country has been cupless for so many years, and this is because of Gary Bettman. No other outside factor. It's about corruption and it's about money. I understand it's business. Also, for me, I'm saying Canada's team because we're the last Canadian team in the playoffs, and I want to see Canada win a cup, regardless of which Canadian team wins it. I just want to see the curse broken personally. Last year, I was saying Oilers were Canada's team
Fine.
because
You know what? Fair
McDavid is a
enough.
true Canadian patriot. You
know what?
scared man.
I've got
Man,
a good analogy
Yo,
to
we
piggyback
gotta
off
cut
of Zach.
that. We're gonna
I've
cut
got,
that.
I've got a good analogy to piggyback off of Zach. It's kind of like, Tyler, think about your love life real quick, all right? You've been in a dry spell for a couple years, right? It's been 27 years since you've,
fucked.
anything. Exactly, right? Now, if all of a
I'm
sudden,
over. I'll break the
if
spell.
all of a sudden you made it to third base and you're rounding out to home, me and the boys, we're going to be cheering for you, bud.
Yes.
Canada's team!
We're gonna be on the other
What?
side of the wall,
Tyler's having
cheering,
sex.
clapping,
Tyler's
and cheering
having
your name.
sex.
Okay,
Tyler's having
okay.
sex.
But what if your number one op was about to do it? Would you cheer for them?
No.
Would you cheer
No.
on?
Any
No.
team that's not my team is my number one op.
There you go.
Would you cheer
Fair.
your
Yeah, but
op?
why are you
Okay,
cheering for
hey,
Buffalo then?
You
Or
know
why are you
what?
cheering
I
for
like
Tampa?
your analogy so much better.
Okay. If your number one op was about to If your number one out was about to hit it out of the park, would you sit in the chair and watch?
Yeah,
I don't like
personally, I
this
would.
question anymore.
I don't like where that
Alright.
one's going.
Guys, let's move on.
Well, listen, Tyler, you're in the chair, so we'll see you in September. Jammy, you can jump on the bandwagon too. You gave Dobish some praise. I'm giving you a free pass. Habs fans
the
might not agree.
Jakub
Some of them
Dobish
might call you Brown, but I'm saying, brother, you're one of us. You're one of us.
I mean, he is brown. So
What
I mean, he
the-
is brown.
No, but in the derogatory way. In the derogatory.
Let's talk playoffs, gentlemen.
Yeah. Round 2, just like Tyler was showing us right there. Let's talk about round 2, boys. All right, so a couple weeks ago we did our round 1 predictions, right? This time what we're gonna do, we're gonna predict our round 2 predictions, right? I'm gonna ask you boys, who do you guys think is gonna win in how many games, and who's gonna be your series MVP for that series? All right, and we're gonna go in order and let's see what happens. All right, we're gonna start with Tyler. I got Vegas Golden Knights and Anaheim Ducks. Who you got in how many games, and who's going to be our series MVP?
Yeah, I choose And. I think And is a pretty strong contender here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, I have to actually pick one. I take
Ideally.
Ducks for the case of being less evil, but also in terms of being able to. I think they just have a better overall system than Vegas. I think it'll be Ducks in 7 because I think it's going to be a pretty even season. I think Vegas has a star power, but I think Vegas has the better goaltending, better forward core in my opinion.
Anaheim.
And also, may I say, I think the decors are pretty even here. I actually never minded Vegas's decor. My MVP is still Cutter Gauthier. I think Cutter Gauthier is going to get like 4 or 5 goals in this series and get a game winner or 2.
Juicy, talk to me.
Look, I know I said Utah's younger legs were going to take Vegas clean out of the playoffs, and I was wrong last time. But
Well, I think
I'm gonna be absolutely right this time. I gotta say Anaheim in 5. No, we're gonna call it Anaheim in 6. I think Vegas has some kick in them. I think their older, more grizzled decor is able to get it done. Player of the series MVP. Give me Jacob Trouba. He's due for one.
Okay, Jacob Trouba. I like that.
I like
Zach,
Trouba.
talk to me. Ducks, Knights.
This take is hot, fresh from the oven. I say Vegas in 5, and the MVP is Mitch Marner. And that's a hot take from the oven. But I'm saying
he's had one good series in his entire life.
I see the vision. I see the vision with my third iris. Mitch Marner's he's gonna have a great series, and I'm gonna say Vegas.
That take
5.
is so hot, it's gonna melt the iron when you put it on the table.
Yeah.
What a philosopher.
Jammy, who do you got? Vegas and Ducks. Where's it going?
All right. As the puck is about to drop for this series, game 1 is about to be underway. I've got Ducks in. I'm gonna say 5 or 6. I'm gonna go Ducks in 6 because I do like Vegas's star power. I'll go Ducks in 6 because, again, I like what they did with the Edmonton Oilers. It was a weaker Edmonton Oilers team this year. I just think they're fun. I think they're super fast, and I think they just have so many weapons. For my playoff MVP, my series MVP, I'm going with Jackson Lacombe. I think if him and Trouba can shut down McDavid and Dry as well as they did, I don't think Eichel and Mark Stone are really gonna. I don't think they can really match up against that. Well,
that's
let's
where
see
Mitch
what
Marner
happens.
comes in. My goat. My Team Canada goat.
All right, let's go. Yeah, let's send it over to Wakanda Forever, Tyler, right here. Colorado and Minnesota. Colorado already won game 1, 9-6. What a showing from everybody.
Goalie's optional kind of game.
Goalie's optional kind of game. Tyler, who you got? How many games?
game
And
right
who's your
there.
series MVP?
All right, so I got Colorado and you know what, 6. I'm gonna say Colorado in 6 because I think Minnesota has the stars to take a game or 2. Quinn Hughes showed the world again who he was in that first round, and I think they took over from Dallas because even though Dallas had a better roster, no one on that roster was better than Quinn Hughes, and Quinn Hughes shined. So, but unfortunately for Minnesota, there is a player on Colorado that is better than Quinn Hughes, and that is Cale Makar. And I think that's what the side factor is to me. I think their center depth got weak because they lost Eric's neck for a few games. I think they also lost Brodin, so that massive hit to their defense and their defensive structure. And my MVP for that series, Cale Makar. I think Cale Makar is going to revert back to his 2022 self and show the world who he is because it's always been the narrative. It's either him or Hughes is the best in the league, and he's going to gonna separate himself right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, run it back, turbo time. All right, Juicy, talk to me.
The
As
biggest
in Wild.
the biggest Colorado Avalanche fan in the world. That's the other team that I claim besides the Utah Mammoth. There's never
Okay.
been another team that I've ever supported come out of my mouth. I'm giving it to Colorado. I think it goes in 5. I don't think Minnesota's forward core can compete. And I think like Tyler, I think the conversation, this Quinn Hughes or Cale Makar, who do you got? I think that's being put to rest. I'm picking Cale Makar as my series MVP. They call him the king for a reason. He's unstoppable. I mean, this guy just plays different.
I used to get asked that for years. Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes. I always said Cale Makar because he was in a more desirable position.
All
I
hail
always-
King Cale.
I always said Thomas Chabot, just give it a couple years. Zach,
God.
talk to me.
It's like Wayne
Colorado or
Hudson.
Minnesota,
You gotta
I'm
buddy?
saying
Jaden
Colorado.
McDaniels.
Hot take again. Colorado in 4. Cale Makar Hattie. He's the MVP too.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's
Okay.
not that bad. That's not that bad.
I know I say Cale Makar scores a Hattie in the series for sure, and he's the series MVP. He's gonna
Okay,
gonna
that's
show.
pretty bad.
He's
but you
gonna
know
give
what? Fair.
2018 LeBron a run for his money.
I don't think you know how 2018 LeBron worked.
I don't think you know how Cale Makar works, buddy. You're talking all this,
I
but I
do.
don't think you know how
I
Cale
do.
Makar
That's why
works.
I'm telling you it's not.
Jammy, how's it looking for you? Colorado or Mini? How's it looking?
I think Joel Eriksson, Ek, and Jonas Brodin have already been ruled out for game 2. And
Yeah.
I think not having a true center. I think we talked about this earlier. It was just Urov, and it's
not bad 2C. but
Ryan Hartman is listed as
Ryan
the
Hartman.
1C. Yeah,
I
that's
didn't like how it went in game 1. I don't think anyone is matching up against Nathan McKinnon. So I'll give him a game. I'll say Colorado in 5. And for my series MVP, it's Marty Necas. Yo, the reverse skating zone entry merchant himself. No Jonas Brodin. There's no one there to shut him down, bro. This
Yeah.
guy's just running a ruckus.
he's different.
like
He's
Nate.
so different.
I like Natchez on that line. I think he's on par, if not better than Ranton. Even though Ranton has a better shot, I think Natchez is overall a better player than him. And I think Colorado succeeded from that trade twice, in my opinion, even though they lost that series
Really,
to Dallas.
I feel like if they had Rantanen right now, they'd be even more of a lock for the cup. But that's
I
just
mean, I
me.
guess, but Natchez is still quality.
Yeah.
Quality.
Better shooter Rantanen, but Nate just plays better everywhere
With
else.
Mac.
Yeah.
It's
with Mac.
everywhere else.
It's insane. All right, let's move on. Zach, your favorite series. You're going to keep a close eye on this one for us. It's the Let's Go Sabres versus the Go Habs Go. Who do you have taken this round? In how many games? And who's your series MVP? We're going to start off with you this time because I just feel weird.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Of
Okay.
course.
You know what? I'm saying fucking Habs maybe 6, maybe 7, and I'm not saying this. I'm saying either 6 or 7, and I say my MVP running it back again, same as last series. I'm gonna say Jakub Dobeš, series MVP.
Okay.
That's my take.
I like
That's my
that.
take. Yeah.
All right, Juicy. Habs, Buffalo.
I'm giving it to Montreal in like 5, man. I don't think Buffalo stands a chance. I've got this play in my mind. The midget himself, 5'7" legend, greatest all-star
Hobbit.
we've ever seen. Cole Caulfield takes the puck, blasts through the neutral zone. Tage Thompson tries to line up a big hit and eats a reversal from Cole Caulfield, flattened to the ice. Thompson's out of the game. I just see it playing through in my head because it would be much funnier for me if Caulfield was able to knock a guy a foot and a half taller than him. We're going to call it Montreal in 5, and I'm hoping that Cole Caulfield proves me right because I'm picking him as my MVP. He did absolutely nothing in the first round, and I hope that he makes a statement, and I hope that any of those 50 goals translates into the postseason.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Zach's losing it. Let's see if he keeps losing it. Tyler, what you got? Habs,
All right.
Sabres.
This is another one where I'd like to pick However, I have to pick. So if I really had to choose, I guess I got Habs in. I'm gonna go 6. I'm gonna go 6 just because I think Buffalo has a chance to take a game or two. I really like Delin, and I do think that they have a decent forward core running there. It's just their goaltending's very hit or miss this playoff series. They struggled a lot against a team with only one line. You're gonna say, well, they won the series, but they won it in 6 and nearly failed to close out against a team with one line. I think that's really, really troubling especially when you're going against a team like Montreal with comparable forward core, maybe even a better D core and better goaltending. So my MVP is still Yurov Slavkovsky because I'm a big fan of crushing or, narrative work. And I think the whole narrative behind Slavkovsky the last few years, it's like, yeah, he's a good player, but was he ever first, first overall worthy? Like, was he really the guy? Like, because there's people saying, oh, well, Lane Hudson was the best pick that year, so it's fine. But I think Slavkovsky is going to prove in this series, like, yeah, I had a dud that first round, but this is why I went first overall, and he's going to have a good series.
Jammy, are you rocking the poutine parade?
The two biggest jinxers of this universe just cursed my team.
My
Yeah,
bracket is
I
100%
win either
correct so
way.
far.
I win
What
either
the
way. I can either
fuck?
hate on the Sabres, I can hate on the Habs. Win for me.
Fuck.
My bracket's 100% correct so far.
I'm
I
so
think
cooked.
I think I'm hopping on the poutine parade bandwagon
man.
too.
Big
I
man.
think you know what I'm gonna say. I like it, bro. I like the Habs in 6 against the Sabres. I think they match out really well. Playoff series MVP. Yo, give me Jakub Dobesh, bro. All right, a sleeper pick though. Yuri Slavkovsky. You can't go 6 games pointless again, my guy.
Almost
You
had an
gotta
empty
be a
netter.
guy, bro.
Almost had an empty netter though. I'm
I don't
coping,
get,
but
but he's been playing like a guy. If he was a guy, he wouldn't go 6 games pointless, bro.
six.
We need more. I need to see more
Are
out of
you speaking Guyanese to me?
bro. Nah.
almost.
Yo, I'm going to the geysers next weekend, bro. Anyways, last one. This game is on right now as we speak. It's going to overtime. The Hurricanes tied it versus the Flyers. Let's start with Zach again. Carolina, Philadelphia. Who you got? How many games? And who's your series MVP?
I think Kane's in 5, and the MVP. This is gonna sound cute. I either have that bitch Stankoven, or I have, if he plays, Brandon Bussey as the series MVP. If he plays. If not, I'm
You
gonna
think he'll
say
steal a game?
I think he'll steal the series if he plays.
Yeah,
If
Freddie
Anderson,
gives up
Anderson
the
for some
crease.
reason gets pulled or goes out or goes down, I think Bussey's gonna he's gonna drive the bus.
There you go. Juicy, talk to me. Carolina, Philly.
Without looking at the score, without seeing if it updates, I am calling Carolina in 4. I don't think it's close. I think people really underestimate just how good this Carolina Hurricanes team is. They're bigger than you. They're meaner than you. They'll fucking maul you. They'll pound you until you can't move, as we saw for the Ottawa Senators. Look at some of those hits that went flying. It's going to be Carolina. It's all Carolina, and there's never a doubt in my mind, not for a second. It's only going to be 4 games. Playoff MVP for that series, naturally, Stankoven is the easy pick. But give me a deeper cut. I need another guy who's going to step up in a big way. Give me Keandre Miller. Let me see what you can do, kid.
Yeah.
Run it down.
I like it. Sens Fleck tie. Last one, buddy. Flyers, Hurricanes. Who you got?
Man, I changed up my pick a little bit from our original recording because I watched part of that game
Fucking
before starting.
dickhead,
I'm
don't mention
sorry,
the
I had
original
to
recording.
change it.
We don't
Sucker,
talk
you
about
let
it.
it 2-1-3. Okay, I still have Hurricanes and I'm gonna say 5, unfortunately, which really breaks my heart because my last little bit of copium just came and went. Carolina is still defensive vortex of a team with a really, really, really strong forward core. Even if their top line sits back and, sleep at the wheel, their middle 6 will still maul your team, which is crazy. Like, the middle 6 is kind of going to work these playoff series. Who would my MVP be? I said Freddie Anderson. I take that shit back immediately. I'm gonna go Stankoven
Revisionist
again.
history.
I think Stankoven is really, really, really proving himself in this playoff run because there was a guy that had a little question marks around him surrounding the Rantanen trade and whether or not he could be utilized in this system. I think he's a quality goal scorer that they can have in deep and a quality third. Like, I think he's a guy with 30-40 goal ceiling, if we're being honest. And if hopefully he can get that in the Brennan Wire system. But you know what? Pretty damn good center. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
Stankoven, he's not a guy. He's a guy. You know what I mean?
He's a guy.
That
He's a
guy.
guy.
He's an experienced.
Man, just trying to stay afloat. I lie. No, all right. All right. For my guy, all right. I'm not changing anything. I'm still going with Hurricanes in 5. I've seen the vision. I'm hopping on the Logan Stankoven hype train. And yeah, I still say Canes in 5 and on 4 because watch this space, this overtime. Porter Martone is scoring the game winner. He's winning them a game.
We'll hold
He's
you
winning
that.
them a
We'll
game.
hold you to that.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm making that prediction before we even see it happen. There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I just need to score like right
Lovely
now.
stuff. Yeah. Oh wait, no. It's actually scripted for right now.
Could you
All right.
imagine?
All right, boys. Penultimate topic for today. We're gonna go with our Conn Smythe candidates so far. All right. Where do I want to start with? Zach, I'll start with you again.
Jamie, how
Who
about I
is
pass
your-
it back to you? You've been going last. How about we start with you this time?
Thanks, dude. All right. Well,
a good
it's because you know who my Conn Smythe candidate is already, dude. I like.
Just say it. I want to hear it.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, Logan Stankoven, you're amazing, kid, and I really like everything that's going on there. Even Jackson Blake, anybody in that Carolina series,
Yeah.
or anyone on Carolina, I kind of really like them right now. But Jakub Dobesh, all right, I keep telling everybody how crap the Montreal Canadiens are, all right, and they're proving me right, low key. But the one person proving me wrong is Jakub Dobesh. He is such a good goaltender, having fun out there, and like I think it's been mass report. I won't say anything that no one else hasn't heard already. This guy plays every game like it's game 7. He's just happy to be out there. He's just having fun. He's keeping it light. He's keeping it fresh. He's just stopping pucks when the Habs need it the most.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? It would have been nice for my Ottawa Senators, but yeah, alas, that's it. Zach, what do you got for me? Conn Smythe
If the
candidate
Habs
so far.
if the Habs make it to the finals, and this is a big if, I'm giving it to Dobesh. Automatic. If not, I'm gonna say between Makar and Stankoven.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
self-explanatory.
I like that. Absolutely. Pretty self-explanatory. Exactly. Juicy, talk to me. What do you got? You got anybody new?
Fuck.
You want to give anybody
What the
flowers?
fuck are you guys fucking talking about? Jakub Dobesh, Logan Stankoven, these two no-name generic
I said
brand
Cale Makar,
players
too.
you're picking to win. Yeah, well, Cale Makar is a little different. What the fuck are you guys talking about, Logan Stankoven? You want to talk the most valuable player on his Stanley Cup winning team? Give me fucking Nathan MacKinnon. Are you outrageous? He's
Nathan
the best
the
player
empty
in the
netter?
game right now. He's the best player in the game right now. He's the only real superstar on any one of these teams. Dollars
Whoa,
to donuts.
Jack
It's
Eichel?
Nathan MacKinnon every time.
Whoa,
Carter
Carter
Hart?
Hart?
Fraud.
Carter Hart?
Mark
Yeah, but they're not
Stone,
Nathan.
Mitch
Come on.
Marner, Logan Stankoven, Seb Aho, Freddie Anderson. Fuck all of those guys. You want to talk the
Wow.
real deal? Give me Nathan MacKinnon. It's not close.
All right.
Just not at the Olympics.
It's not.
Yeah. All right. Sens Flecktie, Conn Smythe nominee so far. You can go up to 3. You can just give one guy flowers. You choose, buddy.
I mean, I do wildly believe that Stankoven is on such a run right now. If they make it to the cup and win, it has to be him. It's a clear no-brainer to me. If we're going off Sam Bennett standards, then you got to give it to the guy who's just been an insane goal scorer.
Yeah.
I think Nathan MacKinnon is also a good one. I think that would be a great one too because he was neck and neck with Cale Makar that year to get it. But like him coming back and getting it, like this resurgence he's had in his career these last few years, like being like a genuine consensus 1A 1B with McDavid has just been electric. And what a great way to top it off if he took if they somehow break the President's Trophy curse.
Yeah.
He got the cup. It's got to be him.
Yeah.
It's got to be him. In my
MacKinnon
opinion.
every time, dude. It's not close. He had
MacKinnon.
53 goals this season. Not a single person on this earth is talking about it. It's Nathan MacKinnon every single time.
That's
If there's a
interesting.
scary universe,
Go for it, Tyler.
the Habs
Talk
somehow
about your
do it.
scary universe.
If the Habs somehow do it, I could see it. But you know what's so funny? I could see Suzuki getting it. I could see
You're-
Suzuki getting it in some universe.
Buddy,
he leads the
now
team and-
now
Wow.
you're really off the fence, Cup. Holy shit. The
For
evil
sure.
wizardry that I cast on the city of Toronto seems to have had some residual effects in Ottawa. No,
No, I don't
it's
think
not
yet.
Suzuki.
Yeah, not yet.
don't know
I don't
yet.
I don't think he
We'll
had that
expect
great of a
from-
first round.
What if
I'm
you
actually
read
more
it?
surprised that we didn't give
No, but you
anybody
never know.
from
He could wake
Minnesota-
up.
He could wake up, but he hasn't woken up yet, so he's not woke. So I'm not.
I'm
giving him
predicting
He's a
any
what's gonna
demon.
flowers.
He's a
happen
demon.
later on.
Nobody's
rather than
giving
what's going on.
Quinn Hughes, Matt Boldy, Kirill Kaprizov. They're tied. They're all tied.
No, because they're
second
about to
and
get
first.
bounced. They're about to get
in
bounced.
points.
No, they're about to
okay.
get bounced.
Nobody
gonna get
given
bounced.
Jackson Lacombe flowers. Tied 5th in points and shut down McDavid.
Lacombe, if the Anaheim Ducks somehow get a cup, it should be Lacombe.
It's
Taylor
him.
Taylor Hall has more points than Stankoven. maybe. Alex
But
Tuck leading
but
the
but
Buffalo
who's scoring?
Sabres.
I'm going off the Sam Bennett standard, unfortunately,
All
with that
right,
one.
all right. I like
Yeah,
it.
okay.
Respectfully,
All
the
right.
the point leader on the Buffalo Sabres is the principal of a home school. They
All
don't
right.
matter all that much.
All right, guys, let's get into our last segment of the night. It's everyone's favorite time of the week. It's time for Scrub of the Week. Yeah! There you go. Look at the boys going crazy. All right. In case you guys don't know how this works, we all put someone up for nomination, Scrub of the Week. Anybody can get it
Hey,
from any
it's
angle.
the better version
all-
of Bridesmaid of the Week.
Yeah, shout out the. I don't know you want to
Shout out
shout out
Wingman.
anybody. I don't know how
I'm
to
not
say
shouting
that
out those
podcast.
two chuckle fucks.
Anyways,
No.
in case you don't know how this works, we all put one person, event, thing, whatever. We put one thing forward. We all vote for each other's event. Let's see who gets Scrub of the Week. I don't freaking know. Let's go. Here we go.
Yeah, like
Zach,
the loser.
who do you
it's the
have
loser
up?
of the week.
It's the loser of the week. Exactly. Zach, who do you have up
Yeah,
for Scrub of the Week?
I have Brendan Hagel because he came up short in the first round and now he's sleeping peacefully at the golf course hotel room.
And
this
now the
weekend.
Hobbit is about to lead the
So-
Shire to the ECF. Shout out Cole Caulfield.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Came up short.
Juicy.
Now he's going to bed.
Juicy. Scrub of the Week. Who you got?
I mean, did you see the intro, buddy? My scrub of the week is John Chayka for still being allowed to breathe my air.
Okay. Lovely.
breathing.
Tyler, who do you have for Scrub of the Week? Who's up?
I have Pickensburg, Twitter user, as he lost the what was it? He
Press off.
oh my god, I don't know why. Pickensburg lost the press off against Twitter user Icy Vert.
Mm-hmm.
Very unfortunate circumstance. They were pressing each other at PPG Paints Arena,
Mm-hmm.
and he lost
was
that press off
one-sided.
because Penguins
What is a
lost.
press off?
He was pressing Icy Vert in person about political issues for some reason, and the guy was just standing
Pressing
there
him
"What are you doing?"
like in his face, giving him a hard time? I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
don't use Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly the way you're
Yeah, no, it's
describing
exactly
it.
that.
I will send you
That's
this video
exactly
afterwards.
how it
It's so
sounds.
funny. Because it makes one guy look exponentially
He
better
even wrote him a little love
than the
letter.
other.
All right.
Dude,
For
Yep.
my Scrub of the Week,
who do you
I'm
got, Jamie?
calling out all Sabres fans for thinking they fucking invented rollerblading with jerseys and gear on, bro. I don't know if you guys have seen this. They went, I don't know what it was, HFTV trying to stir up some hype in Montreal.
My goats.
They got guys on rollerblades just
Shout out
rolling
Stas.
around. And, the Sabres fans lost it, claiming that they invented it. They're the first ones to ever rollerblade with gear on. I'm calling out the entire Sabres fan base. You guys are my biggest scrubs of the week. Fuck you. You guys didn't invent shit. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's get into the voting. Zach, who do you nominate? Who do you vote for Scrub of the Week?
This might give Tyler his first Scrub of the Week ring, but I have to vote for Quiversburg pressing Icy Lib and losing, and then even writing him a nice little cute love letter.
Yeah,
That's my Scrub of
pretty
the Week
fucking
nomination.
Scrubby.
What a sequence of words that was.
Juicy, who do you got for Scrub of the Week?
Well, it's Hagel every time. Anytime I could clown on Tampa and have reason to do it, I'm going to do it. Dive artist. He may as well be Tim Stützle. Hagel, you're my scrub of the week.
Wow. All right. Did
That's
not
Kucherov,
expect
actually. That's
that to come
Kucherov.
out. Sensefleck Ty,
Kucherov's the
talk to
bigger
me.
diver.
Who's your Scrub of the Week?
It's got to be the Sabres fans, man. It's
That's what
just
I'm
that
saying.
they're so annoying. We mean you invented rollerblading drunk in public with gear on. I do that every Saturday. You're not special.
Yeah, Tyler does that for free on Bank Street.
Mm-hmm.
Just you don't have to
Public.
go far to find him. All right, and for mine, it's a
Come on, Jam.
three-way tie
Tiebreaker.
right now.
You're
Who
the
do I got?
tiebreaker.
Who do I got?
Jamie,
And
make
dang,
the
I'm not winning
decision
it
here
this
for
week.
me, handsome. How's it
I'm not
looking?
winning
Who's
it
it
this
going
week.
to?
Yeah, come on, Daddy.
I've got to say,
Give it to me,
it's
Daddy.
Brandon Hagel. It's got to be Brandon Hagel. If you're going to go right in the penalty box all freaking week, however he did it, you got to win the series. And because you didn't win the series, Brandon Hagel, you're the scrub of the week. Fuck you. Learn how to act right.
I was so
My
close.
first
Yeah,
was
Zach,
so
Scrub of the
congrats.
We're
Week.
going to win in a minute.
How
I'm
does
sorry,
it feel,
Tyler.
Zach?
Next
You're
week
joining
you
the big
got it.
leagues, pal.
My Scrub of the Week.
Yeah, Zach finally won a scrub of the week.
I got a
Amazing.
ring. Shit. He's drinking from the cup.
The evil cop, the symbol of the beast that I seek to destroy. Brought to you tonight by our good friends, Zach the Brave, Jammy the Magnificent, Tyler, the charming, and of course, your Dark Lord, the terrible, Kachina-wearing Sigil of the Beast, Juicy Vinyl. Thank you for joining us and have a great rest of your night.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out, everybody. Fuck TKO justice for New Day.